John, we were removing your fuel tank vent so that we could. Oh, here's your pump. So I'm still turning it around. Anyway, we're removing your fuel tank vent so that we can sand this and start getting ready for finish. And because we've done the wood repairs we had to do, which I'll show you those wood repairs as well. But anyway, what we realized was this is not. This kind of looks like a plank seam right here. Looks like a plank seam, but it's not. It's actually a crack. It's actually a crack in this plank. This plank goes from here to here, and you can tell this is the plank seam because there's a batten behind it, and so you've got extra screws to hold those plank seams together. There's a couple things we can do. We can just do a wholesale replacement of the plank, or if you want to preserve the boat, it's about the same amount of time, and so it's going to be about a day. But we could take the plank off and then make this a straight edge, and then we might take a half inch off of this by running it through a jointer and make that a straight edge. Then actually glue in a 1/2 inch wide spline, and of course joint this one as well, and put it all back together and actually reuse your old plank. We have plenty of the exact same species and can make you a new plank. But if you were interested in preserving, the boat, the materials that were in the boat originally, we can do it that way. We could put battens back here and glue battens back here and stabilize the crack. But your other plank seams are straight, and this one's going to be what my son said is janky. It's pretty straight right to here. It could be just because the grain is straight in the wood. But right here, you can see that it takes another direction. So that can be done also. But we're gonna spend a lot of money putting finish on this transom, and if that was to crack open again, like say, then if we were to just put battens behind it and try to stabilize it, it's probably going to crack back open again. And everything that we've done to the back would be for naught. So so some of the other wood repairs that I'll show you that are complete now is this joint was loose, and so it had actually cracked your covering board along here. And so what we've done is we added some screws to fasten that in. And we also fastened this down so stabilized it all. And what we did is, to make it look like that was factory, is we have bungs on the other side in symmetry with these. And then let's see, the other wood repairs that we did were, of course, we left this side of the deck alone. This was Dad's work. We left it alone. Your dad's work. And then this was the one that all these planks moved individually in relationship to one another, and now and you probably remember that, and now they don't move at all. We've got new wider battens on the back side of these. So on the back side of all these, got new wider battens, and so that doesn't move. So that's done. And then of course this was a piece that had evidently gotten caught under the dock, and it had a splice in here that was not so well done, so we replaced that as well. And then over here, you could pull this covering board. There was a crack in the shelf board, and we've stabilized that crack as well, because this joint was moving here and moving back and forth. The boat was flexing right here, and of course it's not now. And then we came back to this area, and this area was also moving up and down. So the other thing we did is we added a stiff member right here. Yeah, right there. We did that on both sides. I said we did it. Tony did it, and added those on both sides so that because obviously there's a lot of pressure at that point in the boat, and so so we don't want it to break again. So even though we added more fasteners, we felt like we have another boat that was built that way. So slightly, it's a 1954, but it was built with those stilts, I guess I'd call them, in place from the get-go. So we thought, that's a pretty good design change, and we don't normally do that, but we thought that was worth adding. All right, thank you.